Hey Hofstra fans, it's time once again for the WB Mason Coaches Report. I'm Rob Joyce, joined as always by the head coach of Hofstra men's basketball, Joe Mihalich. Coach, how are you?
Doing good. Looking forward to this game Wednesday. Not terribly pleased with what happened over the weekend, but looking forward to this game on Wednesday.
Going back to the last week, you improved to 2-1 in conference play, a 5-point win at UNCW last Wednesday, the loss to SMU on Sunday, a very good Mustangs team. What are your thoughts on the last week?
Let's start with the Wilmington game. Of course, I mean, anytime you get a league win on the road, it's like gold. You know, I've had good friends of mine say, win all your home games and half your road games, you're gonna have a great year. So to get one on the road was terrific. I would take it back to the game before that when we were able to beat College of Charleston. You know, I think winning that game gave us a reason to believe in ourselves, and it gave us hope. And those are two things you have to have if you want to be successful. So, you know, that win against Charleston gave us a reason to believe in ourselves and have hope, and then we went down to Wilmington and won that game. And so it puts us at 2-1 in the league. So, you know, we played well down there. The record's misleading. They hadn't been shooting it well. They shot well against us. So it was a good quality win for us.
Now, is this kind of a sign of a team growing up before your eyes? You have a close lead for most of the second half, 5 points, 6 points majority of the half. You hold on to it and pull out a win. Is that kind of a sign that this team's maturing?
I hope so, and that's what. And hopefully that's a sign. And again, I would take it back to the game before that when it was similar circumstances. We were down big in the first half against Charleston and just refused to lose. I think there were 14 chances in the College of Charleston game to, you know, either take the lead or what have you, tie the game. And eventually we just hung on there, and we had that will to win, and we won the game, and we carried that over to the Wilmington win.
Zeke Upshaw tying a school record 7 threes, hit 7 of 10 after struggling for a lot of the past games from three-point land. Is that kind of what do you see from Zeke when he decides to kind of take over a basketball game?
Well, you know, I keep referring to the Charleston game. I hope it's okay. You know, he did that in Charleston game at the end of the first half, and we were down 15. He just said, let me get this going here, to make a couple shots, and he did. I'm proud of him because he had a bad stretch shooting the ball. You know, I called him into the office and had it written up on the board, and I said, here's your last 6 games. You're shooting 19% from the three-point line, and what are you doing about it? You know, you need to get in that gym more, and he did. To his credit, he did. So, you know, he's been shooting that ball extra before, after practice, and so I'm proud of him for getting himself, because only one person can get him out of that slump, and that's himself, and he did it.
But you look at some of his other big-time performances, 31 points against Tulane, no one else in double figures. The big game against Richmond, 1 or 2 others in double figures. How big was it to have Jordan Allen, Musa Kone have 10 points each?
Yeah, no, I mean, he can't do it all by himself. And, you know, I think Jordan Allen, up till this last game, I could probably say that for everybody, but up until this last game, Jordan probably put 3 games together that were really, really good games. So, you know, he's starting to figure out, you know, what he can do, what he does best, and how it fits into what we're doing.
Sunday, a non-conference loss on the road to SMU, very good Mustangs team. What was your takeaway from that?
I was hoping to keep talking about Wilmington and College of Charleston, so we wouldn't talk about that. I mean, quite frankly, I'm disappointed in it. You know, you want to get something out of every game. I mean, we went to Louisville, and we got beat pretty handily down in Louisville, but we got something out of that. You know, we played some good stretches of basketball. We competed. You know, we fought. We didn't do that Sunday. I can't explain why. Don't even ask. I have no reason why. I'm just disappointed we didn't do that. You know, it's a lost opportunity. Because every time you play a game, you want to get something out of it. You want to improve. You want to use it. It was an opportunity to play against a really talented team. I think more talented than Louisville. I don't know if they're a better team. Louisville's got those guards that kind of put them a notch above. But incredible talent, speed, size, athleticism. And we just didn't get anything out of that because we didn't compete like we needed to compete.
So what was your message afterwards?
I just said it. Yeah,
all right,
you know, just all those things. You know, that they're disappointing. We wasted an opportunity, and you know, but at the same time, it is that time of the year where you kind of burn the tape and you move on, because we got a league game in 2 days. So, you know, that was the message. Okay, that's over with. We wasted an opportunity. Let's hope it doesn't come back to haunt us. And let's get back to league play. We're 2-1. We're playing William and Mary. They're 2-1. And so at 9:30 on Wednesday night, somebody's going to be 3-1. Somebody's going to be 2-2.
The Tribe, very quietly having a very good year, led by Marcus Thornton. This is a pretty good Tribe team we're taking Wednesday.
People always would, those of us who remember when Lou Holtz was coaching, would always, he always made his next opponent sound like they were, you know, the greatest team to ever play. And so I don't want to be that guy. But I don't know why William & Mary doesn't get mentioned with the best teams in the league when you talk about the best teams in this conference. Because they have a star, they have a veteran team, they shoot the ball well, they have a big guy who's just has a niche. I mean, he just can pass and dribble and shoot and doesn't make mistakes. And so it's a very, very good basketball team and a team that can beat anybody in this league, and they can win the league.
You've had some issues at times this year with guards. Marcus Thornton, one of the better ones in the league. Do you have a plan to stop him?
You know, it's funny. Somebody asked me that question just a half an hour ago, and as crazy as it sounds, you got to kind of hope he doesn't have a great night. He's going to take some shots you can't defend. They're going to be quick. They're going to be a little deep. He might be even guarded. He's going to take those shots, and he makes them. And there's really no defense for that. I mean, he takes some shots that you want the average guy to take, because he won't make them. And this guy's not an average guy. He makes them.
It's still early in the conference season, but what's the difference between 3-1 and 2-2?
Oh, man, it's just, I mean, you can't, I mean, every game is just so, we only play 16 now. I mean, so when you're playing 20 or 18, it does make a little bit more difference, not to split hairs, but, you know, it's a home game. You know, you got, like I said earlier, you got to win your home games. So, you know, it makes a big difference, and, you know, it's a wonderful thing to look at the conference standings and see your team, you know, a little higher as opposed to a little lower.
Then you're home on Saturday, Northeastern, another team. The record is 5-14, 13 losses by single digits. Is that kind of like UNCW? The record doesn't really matter.
Best win in the conference. They beat Georgetown. I mean, it's you know, great coach. You know, team that plays extremely hard on every possession. I mean, I can't even think about them. I'm already getting agita thinking about William & Mary.
So what do you have to do this weekend to keep rolling the conference?
Well, you know, first thing we got to do is get back to, you know, competing like crazy, fighting like crazy, and you know, believing in ourselves and what we can do.
All right, Head Coach Joe Mihalich, good luck this week.
Thank you.
Hofstra takes on William & Mary and Northeastern, both at home. You can watch both on Pride Productions. I'm Rob Joyce. Thanks, Hofstra fans, for tuning in to the WB Mason Coaches Report with Joe Mihalich.